Hi guys, this is Laurel of the Dabbling Hook. How are you guys doing? I am doing okay. I hope you guys are too. I was just going to say it's a nice day out, but I think the sun just went under the clouds. But for today is Monday, the 4th. May the 4th be with you. So Saturday and Sunday, already have fluff all over. We had lovely days. The sun was out. We've had so much rain and wind lately that it was just, oh my god, the sun's out. So it was nice. The sun's been out for the most part of today, but like I said, it just went under clouds. So today, just water. Slurping. Water in a mason jar, according to Minion 2's class. Before I get started, I would just like to extend a heartfelt thank you for all the condolences for me and my family. I appreciate every last one of them. We are doing okay. As expected, some people more than others, but we are doing okay. It was a rough week. Funeral was rough, especially given the limited circumstances under which it was held. So thank you all very much. All right, on to more uplifting things. Welcome to all the new subscribers, and welcome back to everyone else. I am doing things a little differently right now. I wanted to see how recording from the rear camera would look. Would it be any better? Because it's the high resolution camera. So I have this rig. I have a handheld mirror velcroed to my light behind my camera, or behind my phone. So we shall see. And the mirror is so that I can at least try to keep everything in focus. So one thing it does is help me look at the camera more this way than looking at myself on the screen. So we'll see. If there are any glitches or any, oopses, that's why. That's what I blame it on. Okay, so I've got a few things around me. I've got a mess around me, which I'm not really mad at. It's a little, what's the word? Angst inhibiting, not inhibiting, whatever the word is. It's bringing out the angst in me a little because I've got fabric scraps everywhere, but I'm enjoying it, so it'll be what it is. What are we talking about? So in the intro, you've seen I'm still making bread. I really need to slow down on the bread. Oh my god, yesterday I went for a walk, and yeah. I don't mind being home at all, but I need to get out. I need to get out more. So at least walk around the neighborhood or something. So yeah, my legs were feeling it yesterday. So you would have seen the bread. I'm still making bread. Father Minion has cut down on the baking a lot, and he's trying different foods. So there's that. But yeah, I'm enjoying making bread, and I found 2 jars of yeast, not this past Saturday when I went shopping, but the previous one, and I felt like I hit the lottery because it has been gone for the longest time at the store, so that was good. Let's see. Oh, and flowers are starting to come up. I'm pretty sure all the tulips I've had over the years is from when I planted early on when we moved to this house, and I really haven't planted anything since, so I've only seen one come up so far, and that may be the only one. I think they finally, over 17 years, they've kind of spent their life not being tended to, so I'm hoping either sometime this summer plant some summer plants or flowers, and then in the fall maybe plant some bulbs, hopefully, if I remember. I always forget, and by the time I remember, it's like too cold to do it, so let's hope. But I'm actually hoping to plant some gladiolas. I love gladiolas. Anyway, so that was my soul tulip that came up, and of all colors, pink. Yep. And some other, my hyacinth bloomed. I think it's pretty much gone right now, but it was smelling quite nice for a while. All right, I am going to start with appositions because one, my interfacing finally came from Joann's. Now, prior to all this going on, they were really slow in shipping, like really slow in shipping. But this was just a lot. So I ordered the interfacing on March 30th, and I didn't get any notification until 2 weeks later that it was being processed and due to be shipped, and it was another week before it was shipped, and the date that they said it was supposed to be delivered came and went, and it turned up the next day. So almost a full month. I think it was 2 days shy of a month before I got it. So I remained calm. There were more important things going on, but it's finally here. The other thing I ordered from England, mind you, and it came pretty quickly, was hooks. And I had it in order, and I just took it out of order. So I have all the sizes, I think, of the Clover Armour hooks, the US sizes. I've had to order the 4.5 and the 7mm, which are becoming more common in the US, but I've had to order it online. I believe one of them I ordered from the UK as well. But I was doing some amigurumi, and I wanted a smaller hook. I have a 3mm I bought, but I don't like the shape. It's like the soft touch of the Clover Armour. That shape, that flat shape, I don't like that. My hands don't like it. So I went looking for the 3mm in Clover Armour. You can't find it in the US anywhere. I ended up getting it, I think, on eBay through a UK seller. And funny enough, it's almost the same colors as the so I got a 2mm, a 2.5, and a 3mm. They are the same colors as the 2.25, which is the B, the 2.75, which is the C, and the 3.25, which is the D here in the US. So, held it in the wrong hands, but that's them. So I found it funny that they were all, oops, I just mixed them up again, but all the same, pretty much the same colors. There's like just a tiniest bit of variation in the color, but yeah, those, the 2mm, the 2.5, and the 3 are not common here in the US. If you do get it, it's probably somebody who's selling it, who's gotten it somewhere else. But I'm just happy to have them, and I don't go by the colors so much. I always look at the millimeter, just like when I do a pattern. I like to put in the millimeter rather than the hook numbers or the letters, because those tend to vary for a few sizes, not all of them. They tend to vary. So if you go by millimeter, you know you'll have the right size. So, and that just fell. So that's that. Whips. I'm still working on Minion 2's hat. Haven't been touched in at least 2 weeks, so there's that. There's no rush on that. The F-bombs, I think I showed 3 last time. I got the 4th one done. I have 1 more to do this week. I'm hoping to get them done. Well, I told him I'll get them done this week, so to push myself to get it done. So I'll pop up a picture of the 4 that I have done so far. I still need to put the fuse part on it, but that won't take too long. But I have 1 more to go, and hopefully either the end of this week or early next week he can pick them up, or we can meet to pick them up. The other thing I'm working on, hang on 1 second. The other thing I'm working on is, I bought this pattern because the 2 Kims, Kim, the Blue Cherub, and Kim of Kim Crafts Corner, Crochet and Crafts. She's another person who does tons of amigurumis. They made this and they kept showing it over and over and over again, and I wanted it. I wanted to make it. Obviously, it's amigurumi. So I went and I bought the pattern, but I've been sitting on it for a while, so I figured this is the perfect time to use patterns I bought that I haven't made anything from. So I was going to make, or I started to make Bronto, the Brontosaurus. So his head's done, and from there it's paid pattern, so I won't get into it, but then you start the rest of it and attach to the head, and for whatever reason I'm having the toughest time attaching it. I had to rip back once already. So Kim, a blue cherub, if you have any tips, I'm at the point where I need to attach this to the head, and for some reason, I don't know why I'm having a mental block or I'm overthinking the pattern, but it's just not working out. So there's that, and of course I'm doing it in some homespun. Why not? Huh? It's another challenge. Okay, so there's that. As long as it doesn't fall. And then the other thing that I put yarn aside for is for, so I am 99% officially in Says Calendar Cal because it's a hat and I can do a hat. I can do a few hats during the month and it's once a month. So I went and looked for yarn for hers. I will put up a picture of what I was trying to get a clear image of the calendar. And Seta, if you're watching, if you can post each month's picture, and I don't know if you, I've gone and looked on your page and I haven't seen just a picture of, get fluff in my eye, probably from the Hillspun, just of the calendar picture. So I went actually searching. I zoomed in on her when she showed it in her video, and there was text on it. It's where the Valdez oil spill happened. It's that area. So I went and I found the picture. So I am going to, and so far I've been lucky finding yarns that kind of have most, if not all, of the colors from the picture. This time, not so successful. So hang on a second. So I am going to focus on, I think, either one or two areas of that picture and just use those instead of trying to get all the colors, because then I'll end up mixing yarns and I don't want to do that. So one of them is Karen Chunky Cupcake. I think this is my last one that I have. Yes, I had 3 when they were on clearance. And I think some of these colors are pretty true representation of some of the colors in there. And then the water area is kind of richer and deeper. So then I found this, but I only have 1 skein, but I have a little bit of sheepish yarn, the old Vicky Howell sheepish yarn there that's similar, so I might do this instead. Oops, that's just a note for what it's for and what pattern I'm going to use. So I might use that instead. I didn't have anything that have in the picture has one of the colors is I think it's the sand, and it looks a little pinky in the picture, but I don't have anything in that tone that's around the same weight of yarn, so that's the plan. We shall see. Alright, so that's whips. My last whip, which is sort of a faux, but not 100% faux, and I'm dropping things. 1 second. Okay. So, I needed something to cheer me up, and I remembered I had started something when the mandala yarns came out, or the ombre yarns came out. The one color that really caught my attention was the happy colorway, because it's just, it's like a burst of summer, which is my favorite season, and it's just all the happy colors. And again, the color's name is happy. It's all the happy colors of summer, you know. Every time I look at it, it makes me smile. So I decided way back then, and I don't know why, because I'm not really a poncho person, but I decided to make a poncho out of it. And halfway through, I'm like, what was I thinking? I don't wear ponchos. But then I'm like, why not? The colors are just, Look at that. This is 3, well, almost 3. I have this much left, and I didn't have enough to do another full round, and I started putting in a border, but it was a little frilly for me what I was doing. It's a simple border, but it was coming out a little frilly, and I don't want frilly. So, and I wanted the border to be one color. I didn't want it to start with this and then end up halfway of this. So I'm going to stop here with this, and I may just turn this into, what do you call them? Tassels. Then again, maybe not. I don't think I want fringe. No. I don't know. Actually, I might turn it into an amigurumi of some sort. Oh, actually, I know what I would turn it into. Oh no. Ah. Look at that. I thought I put my stitch marker on. I didn't. So there. Yikes. Let me put the ball through it. I thought I had done that. Okay, so this little happy poncho, it's just a granny poncho. I used my Yvette Shaw center on it. I'm not going to do a border at all because this side is the bright raspberry hot pink, and this side is more like a dark salmony pink, but they're still in the same color family. But I didn't want it to go from, you know, salmon pink to this around, so I'm gonna leave it there. Such a happy colorway. Such a happy colorway. And this bigger portion right here, whoops, is because when the first skein ended, I made sure I ended up starting on the outside, but it was in the same color scheme. So you have a nice big patch which just happens to be in the center, which is just, yeah, I'm happy. I think it was meant to be because the colorway is happy. I'm happy. Looking at it makes me happy, and yeah. So I have one more in rose. I won't need that extra one because I think it's big enough. I don't want it so huge that it, you know, it covers everything, but to me that'll always get in the way. So it's just the right length. I'm going to stop there and weave in those ends, and I will use the rest for maybe a little octo. So I have one full skein left, and I am going to make a hat or two for myself in this colorway. Absolutely. I'm going to make my unforgettable slouchy out of this for me for the summer. It'll be just airy enough for that. And even though this is acrylic, it definitely has like a, I love this cotton feeling to it. So I think it would be, color's just so nice. So nice. My local Walmart never seems to have this color. There's another Walmart about 20 minutes away that usually has it, one or two in stock, but I have no business going over there right now. But that one skein will be plenty enough for the hat I'm planning, and maybe have another one out of it. So it's all me. So that's a whip / faux. What else? What else? Try them out. My other one, nope, not other one. FOs. My only other, I have two crochet FOs. One is Hat Not Hate. This is by Siren Crochet here on YouTube. She does, I love the look of cable, but it's, my hands don't like the work involved in all the post stitches and all that. I don't mind a few post stitches here and there, but you gotta break it up with something else. Otherwise, it's just, my hands just give out on me for some reason. But it took me like 3 days to make this too, in between other things, but still 3 days. So there's that. And I should have gone a little taller, but it'll be for, I did measure it and it's a good 8 inches, so yeah. So that is the only Hat Not Hate hat I've done in, I think, 2 weeks. Yep. All right, my other, oh, I lied. The other hat I have is, I don't even know what to call it. It's just the hat I've been making. This is the one I've been wearing. This was February's calendar cal for Seta. Is it February or March? That was April. Maybe it was March. Anyway, that was her for the calendar cal. So, still been too lazy to write it up or do anything with, but I made myself one because I have 9.5 skeins of this, what's it called? Heartland. It was one of the line brand sales. Okay, my only other crochet finish is, I had mentioned I had bought t-shirt yarn last summer. I want to say the summer of 2018 from the Dollar Tree, and it's just been sitting there. So, me sewing and doing the scrap bags, I have scraps all over on the floor. I keep vacuuming and they just seem to be popping up everywhere. So I decided to make a little basket. And the idea I had in my head didn't quite turn out, but it works. So this is the basket. And this is just a, what is it? It's an extended, not extended, an elongated front post single crochet. It was, the stitch tutorial was done by somebody on YouTube. If I can find it or remember, I'll put a link, but I can't right now. But because you elongate it as you're going, and it can only be done in the round, by the way. It doesn't look the same, or it doesn't work in the back and forth. But I think it's perfect for a basket. It makes it have that weave look to it. Now, it would have been, the whole basket would have been fine, except for, instead of going in the back loop, to create that ridge, I did a, what did I do? A front post single crochet, no, a back post single crochet. And I think it may have worked, except when I started doing the basket, and see if I don't have this all fall, I started with a really small hook, which was really tight, because that's what I wanted. And then it was so tight it was hurting my hand, so I moved up another size. And then this started to bow because it was so tight, and this part was looser. And then I went another size up for the rest of it, so it just, right now in the basket, the bottom kind of goes in. So it just, because I used 3 different hook sizes, it just didn't quite work out, but on the other hand, it worked out. I'm going to try again doing the basket differently, but, or doing this differently, but doing the stitch again, because I really love how this woven look comes out. And it's just a front post single crochet elongated, and in here, it's just all my scraps, little bits and pieces. A lot of it I've thrown away because I'm not good enough, not that I'm not good, but I'm not good enough with the whole sewing and the scrapping, piecing together to deal with the little pieces. Even though I have things like this, which I'm going to try to work with, and whatnot. And some of them were just frayed, and some of them were the selvage edge, which for some of them I was able to save, but some of them were just so, they have these little holes and just didn't look right. So that's my last. Okay, so what else have I been doing? Well, you may have seen I've caught like the sewing bug again. I showed the 2 square bags that I put the granny square on. I think I have 2 more granny squares left to deal with. And let's see, I'm keeping them all here. So I had shown these 2 right before. And I had shown my first scrap bag, which I adore. And I did say, by the way, that I am not selling. I haven't made up my mind. A few people have asked, and I am not in a space or have the space where I can make bags and do like a shop update or do anything like that. I just sew when I have time, which is really late at night when I'm disturbing other people. So it's just another way for me to decompress. So it's just me playing. But the other one that I made that was scrappy, which I actually kind of may be my favorite now because two things. This one here has got the llama or alpaca or whatever it is, the animal, and it's just front and center, and the square just happens to be that piece, so it just worked out. And it's got cork on here, and it's got all the colors, and it's just, and then, so I had to piece together interfacing of what I had left, the fusible one, the fleece, not like the really thin medium weight one. So I didn't have enough to interface the back. So the back is not, it's not interface, which I kind of like actually. The front interface kind of gives substance to all of this happening here. And then the back is very malleable. And on the inside, you've got more llamas / alpacas and a pocket of the same back material. So, love it. These two are just, you know, I'm having fun with it. So then I tried, there's another tutorial on Darlene Mashode, I think Mashode. She's the one I like. She's got a bubbly personality. She's just fun to listen to and watch her work. And I like the way she works. She goes with the flow, and I absolutely love that. It's structured enough where your seam allowances, you gotta take things into account. But she goes with the flow enough that it's just easy, work with what you got, and she kind of let it speaks to her what it wants to do, and I love that about her. But there was another tutorial that I watched. She does this too, but the person I watched took strips of scrap. So I just did mine, and let's see. This right here is strips from a colleague who bought the fabric because she was supposed to, oh wow, I think she was supposed to go this year on a girls trip, her birthday trip, with 3 of her girlfriends to Aruba somewhere, and she wanted bags made so they could all have the same bags. They were about a little smaller than this size, in this material. It's like a boudoir kind of set with high heels and perfume bottles and books and things like that on there. I have a bag in this right there, a box bag in this. I tried making cushion pillows for my mom, covers for her couch, and I got the sizes wrong, so I have that. Yeah, the bumblebee fabric, this fabric I've used. I still got a strip of it right here. Oh, love it. And then this was just a fat quarter. I used to buy a whole bunch of fat quarters, like when I went to AC Moore, or I don't know if Michael's had them. Sometimes, yeah, Michael's had them, but AC Moore a lot. I used to just buy the fat quarters from there. So this was one of them that was just sitting there, and it kind of, I think, went with the theme because the salmon-y color pulls from out front here. And this one is lightly, it's fleece interfaced, I believe. The inside is pink, pulls from some of the pink out here, and it's because that's the fabric that was closest and available for me to have 2 sides. And then I used some of the llama / alpaca fabric for a pocket. Yep. It takes a while for these because this one's a little easier because you're just sewing the strips, and then you have to cut it down to size. These take a lot longer because first you have to interface all the pieces. You have to put all the pieces on a interface, glue it down, or heat it down, and then you have to sew all of this and make sure you capture all the ends. Yeah, so these take a lot longer, but it's still fun to put all those scraps to good use. Love that. So glad I found that. All right, and then I made what they're all sitting in right now. This, basically a drawstring bag. Oops. And it forms like a nice little, what do they call? You know, those little lunch bags. Is it off, oh, what is that show? With the kids, long ago. The bunch of kids. One had freckles all over. Alfalfa with the thing. Didn't they have like a little lunch bag like the hobo bag, I think, is what I'm thinking. I don't know if it's that show, but the hobo bag. When it cinches, it forms like a nice little hobo bag shape. I like that. Anyway, and then I like this handle on this side. I saw this off another sewing tutorial. Okla Root is the channel, and I like that, you know, and then it bends down off to the side, kind of like the fringe, the fringe bag, whatever it's called. But now I know how it's done, and I like it. Look at that. I am looking for cording. I think I prefer the rope cording, so I need to go to the hardware store to see if they have it. Yeah, because anywhere I found anything that I would want, it's going to take a year and a day to get delivered. So I have to go to the hardware store anyway, so I might look for that there. But again, this is where that little square, that's where it came from. And this I had cut. I had 3 sets of this cut since last year, and they've just been sitting there. So I've used one. I have another one prepped to go. So there's that. Did I put a pocket in there? Nope, no pocket in there. It just has red fabric, or dark red fabric in there. And then I was looking for something. Funny when you have, you know, when you're home and you can take a break and just start roaming in your closets. I've had this, what do you call it? Fringe, but not fringe. What's the word? I'm at a loss for words. Trimming. For quite a while. I don't even remember. It's got to be at least 2+ years that I've had it sitting there. I don't even remember why I bought it, but I bought 2 different ones, as you'll see. So I had this, and I brought it down, and I'm like, well, look at that. It goes perfectly with this fabric cork imitation. This I bought to make a plain bag to put pins on, and I never got around to it. So I made a bag. It's got just this on, and inside got the checkered yellow that I'm running low on, that I quite like. So yeah, I believe this would be, what, a medium large size? I don't know. For me, it's a good size bag. So I did that, and it's just been fun exploring. You know, you don't know what you have till you start looking, and then you're like, what can I do with that? And it goes perfectly. And then the other one that I had that I bought that I didn't know I still had was this one. And this is just without the fringe trimming. So I added 2 pieces to it. And then this bottom is Minion One last year got into cutting up perfectly good jeans to make jean shorts. So I'm like, well, don't throw that away. I could do something with that. So I made my mom a bag where this is the bottom of it last year, and I still had a little bit left, and look, finally putting things to use. So oops, yeah, quite pleased with that. Blue zipper. The zippers that I have, I've tried to match with what do I call it? I've tried to match, ooh look, did a little extra sewing here. I caught something. Still usable. But this is a very, I think this is a large bag. Not extra large, just a nice large bag. With the jean bottom, I quite like. Quite like. I have to work a little more on joining up my seams. This one joined up pretty well. This one was just a little off, but unless you're really looking, you're not going to tell. And then I had a little bit of the black fabric, so I gave it a pocket. A lot of the times the pockets in the bags I make will be just, they won't go, it'll just be a fun surprise because it's another way to use up those scraps of fabric. That's, if it's large enough for a big pocket or a small pocket, you throw it in there, and it's just every time you open up the bag, it'll be a little bit of surprise. But, and the inside of this one is just, I think I just bought this at the end of last year, was some dragonfly fabric, which I quite like. Of course, yellow again. Love, love, love. This looks almost, it's, what's the word? It's, you know, when you have that jeans outfit, but you, what's the word that you dress it up. You dress up a nice jeans outfit. That's what that is. Where this, you're just being fancy. But this, yeah. It has been fun. Love them. And then last, this has gone on way longer than I thought it would. Let's see. Oh yeah, way longer. I made another one of those. I'm playing with sizes, and a lot of the bags I'm finding it's what I have available for fabric and how much of it that dictates the size of the bag, because I'm just playing. Yeah, so some bags will be slightly bigger, slightly smaller. Like these two I tried for the same size, but you know, it's just a little bit bigger. And this one, I think I like this size, and I think I remembered to write down the measurements. Hopefully I did. But I did another one of the drawstring bags. Can you tell I like this fabric? I didn't realize I bought so much of it. But yeah, the cork. I hope I can find it again because I really, really like it. It speaks to me. It's like my high school colors, black and gold. Yeah. And it's yellow. I mean, come on. Yellow drawstring. Just yeah, you get the handle, so you got something to carry. It's big enough for your wrist. It's perfect. And inside I had a big enough piece that I made a really big pocket, and the pocket has two slots for hooks, and then two pockets. One will fit a regular size phone, not those big honking phones, but a regular size phone. So yeah. And of course, the dragonfly fabric. Oh, love it, love it, love it. And me trying to use the little bits of fabric that I have lying, because I have a lot of those, like, whoops, you know, strips like that hanging around. Trying to put them to good use. So I had a bit of the black and gold cork, so I made a little pouch, little notions pouch, and I had some bee fabric left. Perfect little pouches. And then I've had a piece of, this is a national costume. I think that was mine or my mom's, that I took the rest of the fabric. So I made a little pouch, and I may give that one to her. Oh, love it, love it, love it, love it. A little bit of that left. Yep, so, and I get to use those 9-inch zippers that I haven't been using in a while, get to put them to good use, so. They're just so cute. So yeah, I've been sewing a bit. Just a bit, and I'm actually itching to sew because I have a couple of fabrics that I had cut that I forgot I had cut. The Perk Me Up. I think I am going to make another one of these. And this one is cut square, so these aren't. I'm going to make another one of these out of this, I think. Actually, Yeah, but it won't be a two color. It'll just be a solid color. Love it. And the lining will be that. Now, I don't have enough to make the top casing, so I gotta find a coordinating fabric and just play. Yeah. Oops, I'm shaking everything. So, that's where I am. That's what I'm doing. My lunch hour's over, so I need to get back. Yeah. I hope you guys are doing well. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just doing. I am just doing, so I will catch you guys on the flip side. I don't know when. In a week? Maybe 2? I don't know. But the weather's finally turning, which I am eternally grateful for. I don't think we're going to get more sun, though. It's been a while since it's been under. So I'm babbling. I need to get back to work. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you again for visiting, for spending some of your afternoon or evening or morning or whenever you catch this with me. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.